Hey guys, to Jew22 here, and welcome to the next match on Heat. This show has been brought to you by MuchGames.ca as we are about to present our main event matchup, and it involves this man. And the last time we saw him, he took on John Cena. I'm just going through my notes here. Yeah, alright, here's the notes. Anyway, this whole thing between, well, first we'll get all the entrants in, but Brock Lesnar, I have to say, when I found out that he came back in a real life WWE, I was petrified. Especially for all the guys that have to deal with Brock Lesnar. I would only imagine that he's as bad, if not even worse, than Ryback in terms of backstage bullying and stuff. Well, here's a guy that actually got dominated by Brock Lesnar on television, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. And the thing is, Mark Henry, he came out to challenge Brock Lesnar only to get F5'd and just dominated. Just absolutely dominated at the hands of Brock Lesnar, so I would have to think that Henry has revenge on his mind. And he's more than willing to put Brock Lesnar in the Hall of Pain. There is one more guy that goes into this equation, so I'll wait for that, but there's no doubt that Mark Henry wants to get his hands on Brock Lesnar. Most people would be insane to go after Brock Lesnar, especially what he is capable of. He can throw you around. He can throw you like a rag doll, and also he can break your bones. And that's another thing that you got to be aware of, because it is hazardous to your health to go after Brock Lesnar. But when you're as big and strong as Mark Henry, I suppose you aren't insane, or I suppose you do have what it takes. But you know what? So does this guy. Oh yeah, I can smell what The Rock is cooking, as he is now the WWE Champion, as he brings out the championship in his hand. And I will say that The Rock first and foremost, he was entered in that championship scramble, and he drew the lucky number 5, which allowed him to enter last in the match, get a pinfall over Slim Kirby, especially in the last 10 seconds, mind you, and become once again the WWE Champion. And for The Rock, he's going to have a tough test ahead of him, because, well, there are two guys that want to go after him. Nevertheless, The Rock wants to go after them too, both of them, just as those two want to get at each other. In fact, all three of them hate each other. In fact, they are going to go to extreme lengths to destroy each other. But if I was The Rock, I would be more concerned with just surviving, especially inside of a steel cage, as The Rock actually, cold-cocked Brock Lesnar from behind, and a headbutt to the back of the head of Brock Lesnar. Anyway, match underway, and if I'm looking at the record at this time, and The Rock is, well, he's trying to break up that submission hold, but he's having not too much luck with it. Well, okay, now Mark Henry got out of it. Anyway, the record at this time is 1-1-0. Brock Lesnar won a match, The Rock won a match, and the only one who has not won a match is Mark Henry. And let me just say this, if Mark Henry does not win the match, then his involvement with The Rock and Brock Lesnar, it's over. it just means that Mark Henry is not worthy of being in this feud anymore. So unless he wins, this feud will continue, but it will continue as a one-on-one feud as opposed to a three-way feud. So for Mark Henry, the pressure is on to tie the series at 1-1-1, and that's exactly what is at stake here. Whereas if The Rock or Brock Lesnar win, one of them will be up 2-1 with Mark Henry eliminated. I apologize for that. That little interruption there. I apologize. But with that said, let's just get on with the matchup. The rules are you cannot escape the cage. In fact, the only way to win is by pinfall or submission. There are no disqualifications as, well, you can use the cage as a weapon. And you can't be counted out because you can't even leave the cage. So, with that said, let's focus on the match. And a clothesline right to Brock Lesnar. An elbow drop right to Brock Lesnar by The Rock. But the thing about a cage match, I would have to think in this sort of environment, it has to favor Brock Lesnar. I mean, let's face it, the man had at one time or another, wait a minute, pinfall, just a one count on Brock Lesnar. But Brock Lesnar had an MMA career in UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship. And, well, the thing is, Brock Lesnar, this cage is practically his home. He's right at home inside the cage. Oh, and a low blow right to The Rock. And unfortunately, The Rock is not going to have any kids. I'm sorry, Rock is done with kids. But meanwhile, Mark Henry... Oh, wait, pinfall. One. Oh, broken up by The Rock. And a snapmare right to The Rock. Now, this is a one-fall match, meaning that the first person to get a pinfall or submission over anybody wins the match and would either go ahead in the series or tie it if you're Mark Henry in the latter case. A Samoan drop onto Brock Lesnar, a back elbow under The Rock. Oh, and an arm breaker right to The Rock. And Mark Henry was going to go for the cover, but Brock Lesnar immediately broke it up, just like that. A back elbow right to Brock Lesnar. And right now The Rock is trying to lay the smackdown on, well, never mind. Brock Lesnar just broke his arm with that arm breaker. And wait, is it just me or is Brock Lesnar hurt already? I can't tell because the cage is obscuring my view. Well, broken up by Mark Henry and... Oh my God, a scoop slam right to... Oh my God, Brock Lesnar has been busted open. I didn't even know. I couldn't see because of the cage as well as the ropes because they're red. But Brock Lesnar has been busted open, and that's not good if you're Brock Lesnar because, the longer this match goes, I would have to think it would favor either The Rock or Mark Henry, for the rest of this match, so for as long as they don't bleed. Oh, and a kick right to the leg of Brock Lesnar. I think they're going after Brock Lesnar because, well, they know how dangerous he can be. Even when he's busted open, he's still dangerous. But for Mark Henry, he's got to win this match in order to continue the feud as a three-way feud. No, not even a one count on The Rock. Oh, and a a double sledgehammer right to the Rock. One, no. And I'm not sure what Brock Lesnar was going to do, but it was already broken up before it could happen. And a neck breaker onto Brock Lesnar. And now The Rock is laying the smackdown. A page out of Stone Cold's book. Nope. Broken up immediately by Mark Henry. And wait a minute, he's got the heel hold. The same hold that he had John Cena, but the only difference is it's a three-way match. So it was broken up immediately by Mark Henry. And a gutbuster right to Mark Henry. And wait, The Rock, Samoan drop onto Brock Lesnar. So while they are going after Brock Lesnar, but of course The Rock is not going to let Mark Henry get the victory. On a back elbow right to The Rock, and a back suplex onto The Rock by Brock Lesnar. Now Brock Lesnar goes for the cover, but immediately broken up by Mark Henry. So you can pretty much well imagine that this match is going to last a long time because of the fact that it's three men. They all want to hurt each other and they all want to win. So this match could last longer than most matches that you would otherwise see. And another scoop slam right to Mark Henry. I don't know where The Rock is getting the strength to pick up a near 400-pounder known as the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. But he's doing it. Got something in my eye, sorry. Oh, goodness. And a knee right to the arm of the world's strongest man, and then a clothesline right to The Rock. And whoa, what a big hand onto The Rock, and followed up with a belly-to-belly suplex from Mark Henry. And a back suplex onto Brock Lesnar. So yeah, Brock Lesnar is the one in trouble. Because like I said, the longer this match goes, I would have to think that, it would favor one of the other two guys. But at this time, the match is starting to take its toll on him. I mean, the cage has not been used into play, but it has kept both or all three men in the ring. So that's the only good thing about it. But it looks as if Mark Henry is the target here. Oh, wait a minute. Rock bottom. Rock bottom onto Mark Henry. One. Oh, wow. Kick out by Mark Henry already. And oh my gosh! Well, you know what? It shouldn't surprise me that Brock Lesnar is able to pick up Mark Henry because, well, he may not weigh as much as Mark Henry, but he surely can lift as much as he's about as strong, if not just a little stronger than Mark Henry. One, if not a little less, I don't know. Wait a minute, a bear hug onto Brock Lesnar. This could really do him in had it not been for The Rock. That's the thing about this matchup. I mean, a normal match, this would have been an elimination match, and this would go until there's only one man left, but because of the rules of this match, it's the first man to get a pinfall or submission that wins, so all three are still in it. Even Brock Lesnar, as busted open as he is still in this matchup. On a shoulder tackle right to Brock Lesnar. Oh, wait a minute. Double gutbuster onto Mark Henry and a pinfall by The Rock. One. Oh, broken up by Brock Lesnar. I mean, Brock is hurt, but he's aware enough to know that he still has a match to compete in. Excuse me. And wait a minute. Powerbomb onto Brock Lesnar. And whipped into the ropes. Nope. Nope. Countered by Mark Henry. Oh, and a splash into the Rock. With all that weight behind him. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, and a fall away. What is it? A fall away slam.